Now, a couple of days before Christmas 2013, shortly after posting the Salt Revolution promo video on this channel, Ian Watson, author of the Land Acquisitions of Titus Salt, contacted me on a couple of matters, one of which was to ask the question, what techniques do I use to recreate the village? Okay, well, there is a pipeline and a workflow which I like to follow when working on one of these productions, and one of the first things I do is gather as much photo and video reference material as I can, and that means getting out into the field with the camera and video cam. Now, I can use this material in a number of different ways within the final production. So let's start with this example. What I'm going to do is demonstrate how I can create a matte painting from a photo that I took of the mill just a few weeks ago. Clearly, we can go some way towards dating this photo with all the modern paraphernalia we can see within it. Lights, cameras, wiring, alarms, and motor vehicles. So I begin by decluttering the photo. Oh, and by the way, the software I'm using at the moment is Photoshop CS 5.5. Right, now for what I have in mind for this photo, I really need to start cutting it up into different sections which have their own separate layers. Let's create a layer for the cobbled road. We'll also create a layer for the building on the left side. We'll create a layer for the buildings in the midground. And let's also create one for the midsection of the building on the right. And we'll actually keep the background image as it is in total. So all we need to do now is save it as a PSD file, Photoshop document, and then export it or import it to another piece of software known as Adobe After Effects. After Effects is industry standard. It's a very versatile and powerful piece of equipment used for compositing and the creation of digital imagery. Now in this demonstration, all I'm going to do is create a matte painting of a nighttime scene, which could, with very few additional modifications, actually represent a scene from, let's say, the latter part of the 19th century. I'm also going to add a little bit of ambient animation to this matte painting in the form of, well, steam or smoke, along with a little bit of fog, or it might even be smog. Follow that up with a quick ramp preview, and even at a low resolution, it's an interesting composition. To create 3D working models and animations, I use another piece of software known as Autodesk 3ds Max, the 2011 version. Again, it's an extremely versatile and very powerful industry standard piece of kit. I use it for rendering either a single frame shot or the animated fly around and through scenes. Now, there will be several versions of these models, varying in scale and detail. I once again either export or import the rendered footage into Adobe After Effects for compositing. Now, this is a very simple and basic demonstration. I'm just playing around and exploring ways of adding a fog or smog effect with something known as a Z-depth footage. It gives a flavour of things to come, seeing the village in the days before the Clean Air Act was introduced. This is a subject I will definitely be revisiting over the course of the next 12 months, but I hope that's answered your initial question, Ian. Right, I'll catch you all later.